Now that you have met me over here in part 2 of Are You Lost? Audio that I just made. Now I'm going to fulfill you with the red pill on the other subject that I was discussing about how women can bring their virtue back should they go too far and away from themselves. Now I'm not going to do anything but keep it clear and keep it true and keep it uncut, because this is what you want from the Academy of Wow Men. So I'm going to go ahead and provide you with that wow. Let's be honest. They're not. Okay? And the few who is able to get their life back, to transform their promiscuous ways to honorable ways, to be forgiven of their unvirtuous lifestyle, such as a pornography star or a sex model or a person who made their money by stripping down and showing the world how big their bosoms are or their backside. Okay? Where the measure of success is hard. See, let me tell you something about what I know. And I always say, let me tell you something. That's all I know how to do, is tell you something. The whole academy is about telling you something, right? But anyway, bear with me. As a normal man, a common man, before I begin to get into the gym and my martial arts and my acknowledgement and every other thing that I do, all right, I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm just throwing trinkets at you every now and then, because I abide by my rules. There's an audio that I provided for you men. It's called Men Too Much Information. So I pretty much practice just about everything that I preach for myself personally. However, before I began, I was let's just say I wasn't in shape. Although, as I discussed before, I was always the alpha type of guy. I was always who I am now. It just took a series of red pills, hard knots, hard bricks, falling down, getting hurt, making bad mistakes in order to realize who I was. This always equates to a movie I watched when I was a kid. In this movie, and I think I shared this with you, but I'm going to repeat anyway. I do a lot of repeating. There's new people, there's new listeners, new subscribers, and most times it's almost like reading a book. You never get the message on the first or second time, but when you read the book for the third or fourth time, if you ever like the story, you will get a different interpretation of it. You're going to get a perception that's going to be different than what you thought of when you first read the book. So in the movie, this martial artist was a rising star. And there was a group master who thought of going into the villages and bullying everyone. And the tyranny and destruction was so bad, where the families, villages was getting burnt down, and those bullies, which you can call thugs or vigilantes, was so bold enough to do it out in public and in broad view. But however, this was an Asian karate like a movie. So they had their samurai suits on. Some of them, they donned face masks. Some of them were just outright assassins, and it was just obvious they were just slaughtering everybody. One of the guys was an up-and-coming martial artist. He was a regular guy, but he was learning, and he wanted to protect his family and people, but he was learning martial arts and self-defense. And one of the masters, the biggest guys of the vigilante group, decided to torture that guy specifically, just like they did the rest of them. They'll torture you before they eliminate you altogether. So they did the same thing to this guy by dunking his face in water to make sure that he would drown. And the tyranny of it all was the boss wanted everyone in the village to know that he was the master. And he wanted everyone to repeat that and etch his name into history. And some of you may be cringing right now. Your history books don't tell you about stuff like this. Things like this have happened in the past. Some of the tyrannies that you've dealt with around your country, your town, your cities, right now, it looks like the modern day social construct where people debate online. You might have a different political avenue. There may be a little war here and there with drones and computers and scary soldiers who don't fight barehanded anymore, but behind a computer screen. Cowards. But still, you know, with the various amount of destruction that was in the past, it's nothing like what you're going on or going through today, because everybody now has a high technology, right? You know, you have more technical explosives and multiple ways of eliminating your enemy. So therefore, every country, every town, every city knows about that. So they're going to be very cautious as to what their enemy is capable of, and they're going to tread very, very safely. But years ago, it was all out, man to man, hand to hand, sword or fist or grenades or guns. Guns had the edge of the gun. They would have a blade on it just in case they came contact with their enemy face to face. So if you can't shoot them, you got your weapon there, which is your gun itself. You use that itself as a weapon or a blunt force. However, just to throw that out there, just to let you know, it's not just simply a movie. There were times where the countries had to fight like that. And a lot of people who was considered as great people today, who you may praise as great soldiers, they had a lot of blood on their hand. They were those same people who forced other countries to worship them. There are people who are called great at the end of their name, or king something something, or this is the king of whatever town or city, or however you may read it in your history books. You got to remember, the history books are modifiable, and a lot of stories that happened in the past was modified according to your modern day thesis. All right. And a lot of them has been mishmacked with English language and a different interpretation. But the reality of it is, a lot of how these so-called heroes have become heroes, I can guarantee you there was a handful of them that were tyrants just like that. They go into a town or a city. Okay, they would torture the people practically to death and force them to worship them or to acknowledge them as the boss in one form or the other, whether it was through drug war, whether it was through encroachment, whether it was through taking their women and their children, dogma, or through money or slavery or payment. You pay them a debt. If you don't pay that debt, they'll come in and destroy everything. And you are now the payment to that Lord, which they was called Lord. Yes, they was called lords, to that Lord or that master. Okay, just a little history backing there. However, getting back to the movie and getting back to the service of this message, I don't want to draw you out, but I do love entertaining you. I do enjoy giving you even more tidbits because it may help you. Anyhow, so in this movie, that happened to one of these guys, and the Lord was doing just that, dunking his face in the water. And every time he pulled the guy's head out, he said, "Who's the master? Who's the master?" Almost like, what is your name? Is it Toby or Kunta Kinte? We call you Toby. I'm Kunta Kinte, that sort of thing. But he kept grabbing his face again and dunking him in water. And he pulled it up, and the guy wouldn't say anything. He was trying to catch his breath. And he said it again. He said, "Who is your master? Say it. Say it. I am your master. Say it right now." Of course, the guy didn't say anything. And I'll never forget, because I was a kid watching this. I was a teenager, but I called myself a kid, on the edge of the couch, looking at all this drama. And he dunked the guy's head in the water for the last time. And I swear to you, I saw God in this man. Like the whole story changed, and it changed my life as a teenager. When he dunked his head the last time, something happened to this guy where he pulled the guy's head up this time. And when the slave master or the Lord yelled at him again, saying, "Who's the master?" the guy with his head in the water, he immediately said he turned to him, no matter if the guy was pulling his hair or not, with the chunks of hair in his head. He said, the guy who was getting his face in the water, he said, I am the master. And he stood up and started beating the life out of that so-called lord or boss of the group of people. And his henchmen tried to, of course, back him up and support him in trying to subdue this guy. But he pretty much destroyed every last person that was trying to come at him. And after a few minutes, all his goons in the background, everybody who was pillaging the village and destroying and killing everybody, they immediately acknowledged him as the master. They acknowledged not to mess with this guy. And all he had to tell him was to leave. He told them to leave the village and never to return. And they all packed up their bags, their swords, all their items, and they all left the village. Even though all his people did not survive, there were the dead all the way around him. But he still became the hero of the town by not subduing, or shall I say, submitting himself to the tyranny of this so-called lord, or as you can say today in the common language, this king thug. And it's almost the same. Here we go. I'm ranking it up for you one stage at a time. Be patient. One step at a time. Okay? It's the same as, okay, you already know that motivated me, but going back to pumping iron and lifting weights. I wanted to get bigger. I wanted to get stronger. I wanted muscle. I wanted a certain performance out of myself. And I did not want to lose. I did not want to lose myself. I didn't want to lose my focus. So I knew that it would require discipline. It would require self-control. It requires not doing what I want to do, but doing what I do not want to do. Go to the gym, even if I hate to go to the gym. There were times where I would sit out in the car and I'm not a man of crying or tears, but I wanted not to be there at all. Where I was forcing myself to go into the gym. I would force myself to eat a certain way. I would eat sugarless food. I would eat foods that were just, pure protein or nutritional and vitamins and things like that. And it didn't taste like your normal everyday fast food. There are days where my milkshakes or the shakes that I was drinking was the nastiest thing that I could ever put down my throat, but I forced it onto myself because I knew it was good for me. And a lot of things, just because it tastes good, that doesn't mean it's good for you. Oftentimes, things that don't taste good is good for you. Just like the bitter parts of life, the bitter parts of reality. It's not fun, but it's good for you. It's not exciting, but it's good for you. It's not being part of the in crowd. It's not going to get you popular. It's not going to get you a woman. It's not going to raise a family. It's not going to put success under your belt. It's not going to make you money, but it is good for you nonetheless. So I can recall what it took for me to be where I am today. What it took for me to bulk up, to look at myself in the mirror and say, yes, I like that. I like that. And you'll be amazed where I am so modest. Listen, here's your facts. I am so modest. I am so under control. I am so calm about the situation where you notice I am purposely not showing you what my body looks like. I didn't put myself out there on Instagram and say, oh, look at my pecs. Oh, look at my six pack. Oh, no. Because I can easily prove it. I can easily do that. But I did not do that for you. Yeah, I said it, Neo. I didn't do it for you. I didn't do that for the world. I didn't do that for hungry women. I didn't do that to make men jealous or to say, ooh, I want to be like this guy right here. No, I did it for myself. So even today, in evidence of you hearing the sound of my voice, even now, that'll let you know just how honorable I am and as I am today and was to myself or to my regiment of self-discipline. Even if I can imagine, I can't explain to you how many times there have been so many people who would say, you need to go here. People want to see that. You need to, you need to do this. I got an Instagram channel. I got this. I'm putting this up on Facebook. Look at my picture over here. I've been trained by Morpheus. Look at this. I'm getting my abs. I'm getting like I'm getting like 100,000 likes because of this. I know that if you put your body on here, everybody's going to be drooling over you. So yes, I can be honest with you and tell you I've been tempted as well to do that because I worked hard for it. And if he gets 100,000 likes and he is a person that I'm training, you can imagine the trainer himself, me being the leader myself. Okay, how many likes I'm going to get. You can imagine. But still, I had the self-control to say, no, it's not for them. This is not for lust. This is not to prove something to the world. This is to prove something to myself because I am my greatest problem and I am also my greatest solution. Do you got me? So let's wrap this up to the next stage here. This is the third stage. I'm taking you one step at a time. This third stage is what did I talk about this entire subject, Neo? Self-discipline, honor, doing what is difficult for you to do. Now, when it comes to women, let's bring them into the room now so they can pretty much prove to you. They can show you for themselves. They can display themselves. Okay? Against otherwise what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the door and let them in. No, it's not them. It's me speaking for them. Psych. But anyway, through my discussion and my voice, bear with me with this imagination, but this reality. All right. What it takes for women to return back to the days of virtue. What it will take for this girl who will go out there and be the donkey dunk carousel, sell herself, give herself away with 2 or 3 different kids, and be a part of the new engineered way of life. Okay, and then turn around to be acceptable by a man of virtue, a man of quality, a man of means, a man who got options, a man who can reach higher up into a better circle of women who have better quality, who haven't been around as much as her. That means she have to add something to her life that's been taken away from her. But first she have to go back to ground one. See, in my teaching, not all the time, it depends on the person's body. It depends on how much they weigh and how much fat that they have. I have them burn down their fat first. They're burning their fat, then they build their muscle. But my program is so straightforward that both of them are happening at one time. They're burning fat and they're building muscle and energy and stamina. So you give them a certain amount of time, they're burning off the excess calories and the fat, and the muscles begin to show. Their abs begin to punctuate just a little bit, and they can begin to start seeing some veins over here on the right side, triceps, and it's just only a certain amount of time. Something has to be dropped. Something has to be sacrificed. Here we go. Listen. Something has to be sacrificed. Something have to give. Something have to be neglected. And that something is going to require self-discipline. It's going to require honor to yourself. It is going to require days of meditation. What women are not willing to do is leave the hot dog alone. Leave the dumb phone alone. Leave social media alone. That's no different than someone who's trying to get in shape and do better for themselves. I would tell them, leave the steak alone. Leave the donuts alone. Leave sugar alone. Leave colored food alone. Cut back on your breads. Cut back on your habits. Sleep better. Do more physical activities. Don't sit down for too long. It's the same thing. You see the comparison here? It's the same thing. It takes self-discipline. It takes honor to yourself. And therefore, here we go. If I were to say, okay, well, ladies, I tell you what, Morpheus style. You go about 2 years and a half. For some of you, because you've been doing this since the age of 14, Lord have mercy. Let's not even go there. Since the age 14, I would say you need to take at least 5 years off or more. Okay, you need to really cleanse yourself. Leave men alone. Tell them that you don't even have a cootie down there. Tell them it's stapled. Tell them that you got glass caught up inside you. Okay, tell them that you got worms. Tell them something. Tell them that you're married to Satan. Okay, walk around with red paint. You got to do something. I understand that men pretty much will chase you anyway. That's why I'm telling you that. Men don't listen. It's the blue pill betas, not the red pill. The blue pill betas are the ones who's going to continue to chase these women. All right. They're the ones who don't care if she say, oh, I'm not interested. He'll say, well, her no must mean yes. So I'm just going to keep on trying to impress her with my stupid come on games. With my stupid words of, oh, I'm going to impress her with clever words. I'm going to impress her with how much money I make. I'm going to impress her with my cars. There are stupid men who do that. So I know how difficult it is when it comes to men and women. Men may be able to pull off a 2-year or a 3-year dry drought. But women, it's a different story. It's a totally different story because they're always chased by men. Men would chase a woman who's fully clothed with a sweatsuit on, not a sweatsuit, one of those, what do you call that? Those jogging suits that's baggy. There's still going to be men around the corner who is going to be interested in that. She can walk out of the house with her hair undone. Her face paint is literally dripping off of her chin. All right. Her breasts can be talking to her belly button. All right. Her butt, which once upon a time was heart shaped, could be dragging behind her like a curtain or one of those mud flaps on a car. And there's going to be a handful of blue pill, dumb donkey, Ralph the dog, I don't know what I'm doing and I hate myself, blue pill betas who are still going to try to chase after this girl. She can have diarrhea and be on her time of the month. She can smell like a pig who just got off of a long trip being hauled from Chicago all the way to Florida. And there's still going to be some purple face, funny looking, twisted nose, buck tooth, big eye, nappy hair, short, straight, bald or twisted scalp looking dude who is still going to chase after this girl until he is literally done one way or the other. And I'm not going to go there because you already know these are the guys who end up on child support. These are the guys who end up in divorce court. These are the guys who end up with a bootstrap on the back of their head. On the often. And he's willing to marry her regard. All she have to say is, oh, you want to get married? Okay, I'll do it. I don't like myself, nor my freedom, my peace, and my time, so I'm going to do it. So the point is this. Here's your point. For her to try to be single or sensible and clean and virtuous for at least 2 years. I don't need to be more than that. I'm just saying. It's pretty much hard because her exes are going to be calling her. All right. Her boyfriend of last year is going to be calling her, trying to get back with her. All right. People on the job are going to try to get with her. Someone somewhere from the sky or a bush somewhere is going to try to approach this girl. So she is going to require self-discipline and have long vision. The reason is she has to have a goal. And this is the point. This is gear number 5. I didn't even tell you that this was gear number 4. This is gear number 5 that I'm speaking about right now. Now we shifting into 5th gear. Check this one out. The woman need and requires to have a goal. And that goal in her mind and her heart have to be a life and death situation. See, when I was in the gym and I didn't have any muscles, right? And I was a funny looking dude. To me, getting myself in shape and having muscles and being what I know I can be. Looking at all the magazines, looking at Lou Ferrigno, looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger, looking at other bodybuilders, watching muscular football players and other guys taller than me and bigger and with 6-packs to 8-packs. You know what I told myself? I said, you know what? I am not going to be this little bitty boy looking bucktooth and stupid, playing video games, geeky, soft, and feminized, okay? And praising, watching other men look better, act better, and perform better than me. I said, you know what? Instead of me sitting down looking at other men get the glory, I'm going to get the glory myself. I am not going to sit here and praise somebody else. Let me do what I can to bring myself to the point of satisfaction. I don't need to be looking at somebody else in the magazine. Let me look at myself in the magazine and say, this is a good looking guy right here. If I want to be somebody, instead of talking about, I want to be like Mike. I want to be like that guy over here. I want to be like this famous guy on TV who all the women chase. No. I just want to be the best that I can be. So in my mind, in my heart, getting in shape was a life and death situation. There was time I would leave the gym halfway near throwing up. Halfway near throwing up. I would sleep in bed after a long day of gym and I would wake up cramping. My arm, listen, I thought I was going to die several times. My muscles were so sore. And I did not let that stop me. There were times where it was freezing in the middle of the winter. And I figured, no, I'm just going to stay home for about a week and wait for it to pass. I can be lazy. I can stay laid up in my nice warm house in my big, beautiful king size bed. Why should I have to get up and, I got a gym set at home. I can deal with that. I can deal with my dumbbells here, but I thought about the gym having pretty much everything there that I need for every part of my body and just a little bit more weight. But instead of being lazy and allowing myself to be coveted by my stupidity and weakness, that's why I tell you, I am my greatest judge. I tell you, on many of my other audios, I don't like weakness. So the person I'm pointing the finger at is myself. I practice what I preach. To me, that's weakness. I said, I'm not going to sit here acting like some weak beta dude. I am not soft as a noodle. I'm going to get my raggedy, rusty out of the bed. And I'm going to take myself down here to the gym, whether I like it or not. There was times where I stood in front of the door. I said, listen, you're going to get your ass out of this door right now. I wish the hell you would stand here, put the keys back on the door hinge and walk down and go to sleep. I'll beat my own all day to bleep that out. I said, you go ahead and you get your down there to the gym right now. And I would literally drag myself down there against my own will. My own will. And of course, after about an hour and a half, I feel better for it. And then I begin to wonder, why did I hate coming to the gym? Why did I hate being here? Because I tried to find every excuse. Listen carefully. Listen. I tried to find every excuse possible not to go. It's too cold. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I don't feel like it. What's the point? Where am I going to get in life? Are you listening to me? But I made it happen. And it was all the better. Still today, I hate going, but I have to drag myself. That's one of the last things I want to do in my day. I'd rather sit down at my dinner table and eat a bowl of soup than to go to the gym. I care less if the soup is cold or lukewarm. It's way better than going to the gym, but it's the results that I go for. And again, my body feels better after it. It's the same as women needing to stay celibate. It's the same as women needing to turn back the hands of the clock. It's the same as being forgiven of the transgressions of their unvirtuous ways. It has to be so severe and serious that they're going to get away from the temptation of making excuses. Well, it's been 3 months, so I think that's long enough for me to go back out there into the dating market. Well, I do got 2 kids, but he needs to accept me for who I am. Yeah, I did gain 150 pounds, but some guys, they love it that way. More cushion for the pushing. So I'm just going to just let them have whatever that I am. And be lazy and not try to shapen myself up. Not try to cleanse my body of the other man's toxins called DNA. Did you know that when you lay your frail ass next to someone else's, and the more you linger with this guy or this woman, you are sharing each other's DNA. You are lingering in each other's fluids and each other's toxins. Whether you donkey dunk or not, the moment you breathe on that person, you are sharing. When you are taking and using that same shower, you are sharing. When you put your stanky butt on that bare toilet seat and you don't wash it, and most of you don't, you just get your up and you put your underwear on, you wash your hands, and hopefully your crack at the same time, and you leave the bathroom, that same person that you're living with or that you're married to is going to go right in the bathroom and do the same thing. You don't wash the toilet seat until Friday or Saturday. So you both are sitting down on each other's DNA, whether you like it or not. And the more you're mingling in a donkey dunk fluid sharing situation over a long period of years, you need to clean your body out. You need to go bleach yourself. I'm telling you right now, as your pretend doctor today, but your realistic professor, you need to go and get detoxed. Seriously. And how you get detox is just not by the dandelions and the stuff that you put in your mouth. It's not just go getting an enema. It's not just drinking and taking laxatives to clean out your internal organs. It is going years without the interaction with the opposite sex to cleanse your body completely of all energy. All energy. You got to act like you hate men. Where if you touch a man, you're going to instantly die. You got to act like you got to be so serious about getting your life together where you literally force yourself to believe you hate men and you don't want to be with them. That something is realistically wrong with you if you're going to survive for 2 or 3 years or some more to be away from this type of situation to cleanse yourself. One of my things I used to ask before I got into a relationship that's in my past, and I had to ask myself, why am I asking this? Because I was still doing self-discovery, trying to figure out that I already had the red pill and I just didn't know it. I was already endowed with information. I just didn't know how to tap into it. I would ask them, say, when was the last time you donkey dunked with somebody? When was the last person you was with? When? I'd like to know. And of course, you get several answers, and we have all met those answers. Some people say, well, I just was divorced last year. Oh, I was recently in a relationship, but he was abusive, right? Or they'll say something like, why you want to ask? That's a red flag right there. That right there is like, walk away. Like, why you got to ask? Okay. So you're going to get several interesting remarks and results from this. If you ask them, And then you got some who will make up a lie and say, oh, well, I haven't had sex for 2 years, 3 years. I've been using toys. I got vibrators in my house. I got hit in the, they got names for them. They got all kind of names for their toys. One of them came to my mind, but it disappeared because I can't fathom naming something plastic with batteries a name, but they do it anyway. Jack stand or whatever. But they'll say, well, no, I've been using that in order to survive for the 2 years and a half, which could be somewhat believable. It's somewhat believable. Now, I'm not saying that for my language. It's somewhat of a trusting acceptance that she is saying the truth. You see how that put that together in the academy? You see how I'm teaching you? Instead of the word believe, you see how you can talk straight and forward? Not believe, no. It is somewhat okay in what she is saying. It is somewhat acceptable that she may be accurate in her assessment of her own situation. That's how I talk. If I don't like it, I don't care. Put the shut to the up. Go have a seat. However, because a lot of women who can't find themselves a peon or route the dog, that's the route that they go. And we are already so endowed in transhumanism. We are so unnatural. We are always so twisted to nature because we hate nature and ourselves. We love technology more. We love our dumb phones more. We love our cybernetic lifestyle more. We love robots and computers more than we love ourselves. So it's no surprise that you will be intimate with plastic and rubber. You got what I'm saying? Because we have plastic and rubber mentality today. We got a plastic and rubber expectation of life today. So I would not be surprised if you say, oh, she said, well, I've been using that for 2 years. And I'll say, well, that may be true. I can actually say that. I would say, yeah, I think she's telling the truth. That may be right because that's what y'all do. It's still bad. I mean, it's bad the fact that let me get off of this. I'll talk about that at a different time. I got to get back to the message here. Try not to get distracted. The point is, the number one response that they're not going to tell you is no. I have not been away from it. I've jumped out of relationship to relationship. Most of them, they're not going to tell you that because they know automatically and intuitively that it's disgusting. They know it. So they're not going to tell you the truth. So they will lie to you and say, well, no, I haven't had any for 2 or 3 years. Or they say, man, it's been so long. I can't remember what it felt like. It's been so long. Oh, I can't remember. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, God. Yeah, they say that. They'll say that. They'll say, oh, it's been so long. Woo, child. I need a plumbing. I am so backed up. I am so frustrated. Trying to convince you that they are virtuous or that they were clean or they never did a hop, skip, and a jump when they get it daily. Okay, to them, 3 years is like until Friday or Saturday. That's 3 years to them. To these types of women. I didn't say all, I said types. Get it straight or get out. These types of women, okay, when the guy don't show up at night on a Tuesday, okay, but yet he shows up on a Friday, to her, that's 2 years right there. She'll say, oh, well, it's been a long time. And he showed up on Tuesday and didn't show up on Friday. And here you are meeting her on Saturday. You say, when's the last time you got you some? Oh, man, that's been a long time. Woo, I haven't had it in a while. I'm so backed up. That's how they lie to you. But to them, for them, they're thinking they're telling you the truth. And you should know they're lying to you. There is not too many people here in this new generation and engineered lifestyle on planet Earth for these low frequency, low profile, sick, backwards walking human beings that we have currently available to us on the marketplace. Okay, they're not angels and they're not walking around like a new package of proper tools that us men can use. They're walking around as used tools that still used. While they're in front of you, they're being used. Their utensils is in somebody else's house, draped over their box spring. draped over somebody else's shower curtain, draped over somebody else's what do you call that? Their bedboard, sitting right there in broad daylight. So when she gets done talking to you, pretending as if she never got any, she's going to go right back to him, and he's going to have it on his bedpost as a trophy. You can't put a blindfold over red pill men's eyes no more. Men aren't stupid anymore. We're not dumb. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, it's been a long time. Yeah, what a joke. And I'm made stupid. So I got stupid on my face. Just say it. Morpheus, you are a dummy and you are out of your mind. Just go ahead and say it. Just say, oh, no, Morpheus, you're stupid. You're a dumbass. You don't know what you're talking about. Absolutely. I am a virgin. I am 32 years old and I'm a virgin. I've never did anything like that before. I don't have social media. All I have is an email address. You are a liar. Just like what they say in the church, the devil is a liar and the truth ain't in him. Yeah, that's what you're trying to act like. Your father trying to lie to everybody and say, oh, I never done it before. So the fact is that, listen, self-discipline is difficult for them. It will require, just like I gave an example of going to the gym, even if I didn't want to go, the example of standing up for yourself and knowing what is right with that man that was getting his face pushed in the water. It requires your God inside you to rise up. Did you hear what I just said? It requires your interpretation of God to be risen inside you to the point where it's a life and death situation. I am going to do this or I'm not going to do this at all. I have to succeed. If I don't succeed, I'm dead. Do you got me? There is no way she's going to go 2 or 3 years abstinent from the donkey dunk. The pressure is too difficult for her. Now we're going to get to the sixth gear here. We're going to shift over to the sixth gear. Now we're getting almost into the supercar range now. Then my hypercar is going to be at 7th gear. You can imagine how fast that goes. But we're going to go to 6th gear now. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. All right. When you are somewhere where you are always constantly with options and you're bombarded with opportunities, there is no way to see the light at the end of the tunnel. When she got all these men who are harping at her, they're getting at her, it's free willy at any corner and at any time. It's going to be kind of difficult to deny the pressure or to see the quality within the quantity of the men that she's with. So therefore, she's not going to be able to pick out who is the right man for her or who's the wrong man, because all of them saying the same thing. All of them are programmed to do the same thing because of what she's doing to herself. Women get exactly what they prepare themselves for. So if she want to dress provocatively, she's going to get men who's going to be more eager to try to swoop her underneath the bed sheets. If she treats herself with respect, with honor, with full clothes, and she act like she got some good sense, she may get a higher grade type of man. If she puts out standards and get rid of all of the distractions in her world and the deliberate, systematic engineering of what a relationship should be or what it means to be boy and girl, then maybe she might have a greater opportunity of reaching men who may have a greater opportunity and a broader mind, such as herself. But she's not willing to do that. And I'm going to tell you why. This sixth gear is going to be crucial. This sixth level is going to be crucial here. Raw facts, brother and sister. Raw facts. Y'all want likes. You don't want love or respect or compassion. You want likes. That's your problem. See, when they came out with the like this, share this, and subscribe this, even I put that on my channel. I'm not telling you to like me. I'm telling you to like it so we can share this information with the world. The more likes you got, the better it's going to get its exposure. And if you share it, you can save somebody's life. If you share it, you can help someone. If you share it, you can open up somebody's eyes, which are otherwise in the darkness. You got me? On a lot of, okay, check this out. Everybody has a social media saying like, share, and subscribe. Really? But what are they producing? What are they selling to the environment? What are they doing for your social contract? As a matter of fact, let me shut my mouth and let you do the thinking, because Neo, you are intelligent. What is everybody doing for the world that we have today? Do you see how it is? Okay. Do you see how ducked up this world is? I said D, I didn't say the other word. Okay. You see how ducked up the world is? Do you see how massacred it is? Do you see how diced up? Do you see how sick it is? You see how confused we are in our current construct of what we think the world should be? You see how the social engineering have demined and destroyed the future of our children? Do you see how it is? If you can't see it, you're a child and you don't need to be in my academy. Your eyes should be open by now. So that lets you know, and everybody has a social media. Everybody has somewhat of a please like this, share this, subscribe it. Now, if you get that idea, ask yourself the question, what am I liking? What am I liking on the social media of the general new common female? Okay. When she is dicing herself up like that, when she's giving herself away to the multiple ideas of lusters. All right. What she's wanting him to like is not what she produces, but to like her. She is looking for likes. She's looking for emojis. She's looking for emojis with hearts in her eye, in their eyes. The emojis with the drool on the side of the mouth. She's looking for emojis with the so-called, I can't say that word, the symbol that we are familiar with that the woman have that's almost near her G-spot. Okay. Okay. That she likes to play with all the time. She's looking for that so that way she can feel gratified. You got me? She can get a sense of gratification. Because what it takes for her to cleanse herself, what it takes to set back her clock is to eliminate everything. Shut down social media. That's right. Shut down her Facebook. Shut down Instagram. Shut down Twitter. And just have a simple email or a simple phone, which the phone, if you want to contact me, pick the phone up. You want to talk to me? You can text message me if I'm busy. Put a text message on the phone if you want to talk to me if I'm busy. But no. She don't want to do that because what is her power? What is her, listen, attention. Did you hear what I just said? Attention. So because of that attention, because of the likes that she's only interested in, nothing else is important to her. She don't get anything else. Everything else is a myth in her mind. There's no longer romance or love if love was possible. It's, oh, I just want them to like me, like my boob shape, love the shape of my body, love that my hair looks this certain way. I just want you to love the vanity that I'm portraying in front of you or given to you exclusively. That's what I want you to like. Like it so most people can like me. I just want you to like me. Forget about cleansing myself for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Change my ways. Listen, in order to cleanse yourself of anything that you're doing, you got to change your ways. In order for a heavy set, out of shape person to get where they need to be, they got to change their ways. In order for men to get stronger, to build muscle, they got to change their ways. In order for you to get healthy when you're leaving the doctor's office, you have to change your ways. That is the only way for you to cleanse yourself and to change back the hands of the clock. But the more you filthy yourself up, the more you intoxicate yourself with the viral energy and body fluids of every other guy that you've been with, it's going to require a longer, extensive time to cleanse yourself. That means you're going to have to shut the noise down. That means you're going to have to do some praying. That means you really have to cleanse yourself. See, a lot of the girls that are in the church, okay, I know that some of y'all was thinking about just that. Okay? No, they're not clean. No. Don't even go there. Don't go there. I know, listen, I know men. I have clients and people every anywhere on the face of this map. And a lot of them, they are in the church. You will be amazed. Even what I teach about how the churches are false. That is, it's a mind washing situation. That God is an anthropomorphic idea. Okay. Regardless of that, I still have friends. I got associates that still, they sit on their Bible. They eat off of their Bible. Okay. They live with a scripture open next to them, but they're still just a human person. You'll be surprised. We still get along. You know, we may still go out and, go for a jog or talk about how great ice cream is. Okay. That is if we're giving it, you know, the girl, but anyway, not going to go there. You know, if she's signing up for it, but regardless of that, I still have friends, okay, with good topics and good subjects. Okay. But these men in the church, okay, are with these girls who are supposed to be saints. They're supposed to be Christian. Are they supposed to be Catholic? You know, they're supposed to have all these special titles, right? But in the church, in the back room, when they get home after Sunday service, they're getting it on. Or they get it on through the week. Come Sunday, they pretend as if God's going to forgive them of it. All they got to do is go into the confession booth, okay, and tell this human being about all her struggles and her problems, and it will all be forgiven. You're forgiven, my child. Go on about your way. And come Monday, she'll do it all over again. She is not she's not clean, and she's not virtuous, and she's definitely not a virgin. She's pretending with you. She is the devil in sheep's clothing. I'm not calling her a devil or any specific person. I'm just speaking your language from what everybody just about understands. Devil. Pretending to you to be something of an angel, but they're not. So no, just because they have a religion, that doesn't make them virtuous again. That doesn't mean that they are acceptable in a circle of qualified men, of quality men with options. As a matter of fact, they are higher on the radar than women who are open and obvious about their promiscuities, by their non-virtuous, detrimental ways. You got me? The girls who are repackaging themselves as a deception, they are really on the radar, right? They're the ones who guys are really like, nah, I don't think so. Because you're pretending the other girl is real. At least I can see the girl. The girl she has her palm up. She's saying, this is what I do. I strip. Okay. This is what I do. Okay. I am a village bicycle. This is what I do. Accept me or not. The girl who has this little Bible under her arm and this fake dress and fake hair and pretending as to be quiet and innocent, that's where the radar is. That's where the problem is. With her, he's like, no, I don't think so, because she's hiding something. And it's only a certain amount of time where when she release it, when she unzip the robe, okay, then the devil will be revealed. So no, just because she's in the church, that doesn't mean she cleansed herself. The only way, I'm not gonna say the only way, because I'm not the type of person to say the only way. It's almost like the pastors and the preachers trying to say, well, the only way to God is through Christ. The only way to heaven is through Christ's order. I don't talk like that. I'm not a child, nor am I retarded like them. Okay. No, I speak the facts. There are more than one way to live your life and live it successfully. Okay. Life is broad and it's not limited by dogma or indoctrination. So, however, one of the greatest ways to do it is by cleansing herself through the abstinence, through shutting all her systems down and remaining separated, and to cleanse her body, to cleanse her mind, and to cleanse her spirit, and to change her ways. It should be like night and day. The person she used to be 10 years ago should be different than the person that she is today. You got me? That person should be two different people. And you know how, and here's the thing, and I know what some of you I know what some of you women are thinking already. I already know what you're thinking. Well, I used to do that. Yeah. Listen, men, let me take a drink on this because we're getting ready to go into the 7th gear now. Here we go. Hold on. Bear with me. See, the trick is sometimes when you are shifting gears, the gear will let you know when you're ready for the next gear in your car. Some of you don't know nothing about the manual transmission because we're living in a weak down, pathetic, soft, and demented lifestyle. Everything is automatic and push button. A lot of you don't understand what a manual transmission is, but in a manual transmission, when you're shifting, the gear will let you know when you're ready for the next gear. It start whining real loud and you won't go no faster. So I can tell that with my energy. So it's time to shift to the 7th gear now. Now we're going to get somewhere. Okay. So I'm going to take a drink on this one. Now, here we go. Now, there is a lot of women who would say, yes, I have changed. I don't do that anymore. I used to, but now I am married, or I have 2 kids. When I was 21 years old, I used to do that. Now I think differently and I don't do that anymore. Or some of them would say, yeah, that was a wild life I used to live, but now I am a changed woman and I'm a Christian now. And I've been away from that for 5 years. So, leave me alone with that. Okay. Okay. So here's your red pill on this, men. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. The only thing why they don't do that no more on a higher percentage than what you really know is because nature slowed them down. Their child slowed them down. Chad or Tyrone slowed them down. They didn't slow themselves down. Nature came knocking on the door and asked for them to pay the bill that they could not cash. They could not pay the debt that nature gave them. So they did not change their ways because they knew it was honorable to do it or justifiable by their virtue nor their life, their lifestyle. They went out there and they got pregnant, and their pregnancy slowed them down because now they had to be responsible for this little bitty innocent human being. Now, check this out. They're no longer 125 to 130 pounds. Now the girls are like 170 to 180 pounds. So they can't drop it like it's hot like they used to. Okay. Grandma, who's 42 years old, cannot drop it like it's hot anymore, like she used to, not without getting tired, not without toppling over, not without over sweating or sweating her hair out, or not wanting to sweat her hair out because she just permed it last week. Okay. And she's trying to look good by the colored plastered clothes that she have on. So she don't want to show the world or you that she can really get smelly and sweaty if she start trying to drop it like it's hot. When otherwise, if she was 21 or 22 years old, she could immediately do it right there in front of you and flip on her head several times over and never break one sweat. You see what I'm saying? Nature slowed her down. Nature said, you owe me because I gave you everything when you was 19. Well, here we go. When you was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Now you owe me. So she couldn't pay. She wasn't trying to keep herself in order. Nature and her lifestyle slowed her down. So when she tried to tell you, oh, I don't used to do what I used to. No. That's because you can't do what you used to do. That's why, because if you could, you would. Don't come lying to red pill men like myself. Don't lie to me to my face. There's not stupid written on my forehead. Once again, okay, you can't put a blindfold over a wise man's eyes because I've seen too much. The first thing I'll say when you say, oh, I just don't do that anymore. I'm going to look at you from the top of your head to the bottom of your old looking shoes and say, yeah, I'm going to say this. I see that you can't do it anymore. It will be a different story if you were still in shape. You're still looking good. Your hair is real. Your nails is real. You ain't got a lot of face paint, and you looking like a Coca-Cola bottle, and you looking nice and decent. And you can swing around if you want to. You can flip upside down if you want to. You can go fishing like I can if you want to. You can go hunt down a deer like I want to. You can do mountain climbing like I want to, without your ankles getting sore, without your back getting worn out, without you saying, "Oh, I'm too tired. I'm 39 years old and I'm just sleepy. I don't stay up late like I used to," without you saying that. Okay, then that might be a different story. That might be a different story, because generally everything, if not all of what they talk about, okay, is nothing but smoke and mirror, because the evidence is the result of what we're looking at in the current generation today. If most of them will say that, that's the trip. Most of them will say, "Oh, I'm not like her," or "No, I changed," or "I never did that," or "I don't do that anymore." If that were the case, men would find decent women today. Don't come lying to me. If that were the case, Morpheus right now would have him a decent, virtuous woman. As a matter of fact, I'll give her the microphone so you can listen to her right now. I promise you right now, if I did have her with that BS that you're talking right now, talking about, "Oh, I've changed. All of us change. We go through changes. Why are you worrying about my past?" Okay, if it was that important, if it was insignificant that your past don't mean anything, I will pass the microphone right now over to her. Okay, let me do that. Just 1 second. Let me give the microphone to her. I want you to hear what she has to say. Baby, they want to hear that you're here, that I want you to be the evidence for these women who are claiming that they have obtained and polished their virtue over the years, and that their past don't matter. Here, go ahead and speak to them. Dang, she talks a lot, don't she? She's loud in your ears, isn't she? You see her talking? Hey, she got a beautiful voice, don't she? I mean, she's outstanding. She's the best woman I can receive today. She is the best woman. She is this type of woman who that has virtue. She's this type of woman who just like what the lady said. "Oh, I just don't do that anymore, and I'm 39 years old now, and I just don't want to do that because I know it's not good. It's dangerous. So I've changed my ways." Okay. So because of that result, you got the opportunity to hear, one of the women who came from that era just a few minutes ago. And guess what you heard? Silence. Absolutely nothing. So if you want evidence and fact, okay, there you go right there. And some more. And some more. If that's the case, men would have the availability of quality women. The fact is, survey said they don't. So I'm going to say it again like I did in the beginning of the audio. The devil is a liar. Because here is your Shangri-La, and I'm switching into the 8th gear here. I am on fire. I am literally on fire. Listen, this is the 8th gear because they do not want to put the devil's toys down. That's why. They don't want to put the devil's toys down. You know what the devil's toys are? Batteries and plastic. Your cell phone is batteries and plastic. Your vibrators, your John Deere's under your pillows and in your favorite closets and in your drawer, your dresser drawers, is the devil's toys. That's right. You can look at all the validation that you're getting on your social media, at the same time letting your John Deere vibrator do its thing. That's right. Instead of getting up, being natural, doing what your God-given nature have provided for you, and be physically out there with the real man. Because you know why? You can't do it. Because you know you have nothing to offer him. because you know you can't handle the pressure of being clean first before you engage. That's your problem right there. You're not going to want to wait for 2 years before you can engage again. You're not going to want to make sure that you're tightened up a little bit, that you get your body in shape a little bit, that your hair is real a little bit, and you don't chop it off and it's not colored a little bit. You don't want to do what it takes to get success. And you know what makes it so easy? Because check this out. If I never went to the gym, here it is. I'm talking about myself. If you think I'm putting you down, okay, you got a problem. I'm teaching the classroom here and you asked for this and I'm delivering. Listen, if you're mad, ladies, or some of you blue pill beta men, you asked for this. You asked for a red pill from Morpheus, and this is my red pill. Y'all know by now how I operate. I am on fire. I give it to you raw, uncut, and I roast it, and you know I do. That's why you asked me about this. And I deliver straight to your door, hot and fresh. Call me Jimmy Johns, brother. Call me Jimmy Johns. I'm right there at your door. As soon as you call me, I'm right there. So if you get mad, suck it up or go somewhere else. Dial somebody else's number to deliver you hot and fresh red pill. Not here, because I'm going to deliver it. That's the same as myself. What if I never went to the gym, never started pumping iron and getting myself together, never want to do martial arts and never want to get into military understanding and a corporation, blah, 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 blah. What if I never got myself together? Okay. And everybody praised me. Everybody was like, oh, Morpheus, you got a great body. Oh my God, let me give you some likes. I love the way that you look. Oh, you got great. And here I am with a flat chest. Here I am with a powder keg, walking around as if I got twins or something. Here I am looking very scraggly. Here I am, I can't lift a 10-pound dumbbell. And everybody's like, oh, you look good just the way that you are. And every woman flocks around me. Every woman's like, oh, I like you. Oh, look at him. Oh, and they're rubbing their fingers all on my abs, which is not abs, it's just a stomach. Look like a bloated whale or something like that. Dang, that's a horrible sight. A bloated whale. Dang, I'm roasting myself, huh? Never. Oh my God. Never seen that before. But if I did look like that and everybody's like, oh, look at you. You don't never have to go to the gym. Guess what? Then the incentives of going probably will be less depending on what type of mind I am because I'm getting gratification already. But you know the trick of the society? Here's the trick. Here's your trick. Listen. Here's your lesson. The moment I say, no, I'm good. Yeah, you think I look good. And I go to the gym and I get myself in shape. I get muscles and I'm looking all great and everything. Got my 8 abs, my 8 square abs in there. And everybody walk away like, ugh, I don't like that. Oh, you a square. You a dodo. You weak, Morpheus. Oh, look at you. No girl want to be with you. And I do not get any gratification. I get no attention. I get no respect. I get no love. Well, I don't get what I need. So that means I will be less interested in trying to do that because it's going to turn people off than rather on. So in the society that you in, good women aren't praised as much. Good women who want to take care of the home isn't appreciated enough. They don't get trophies and gifts. Good women who are virtuous, good women who are without men for 2 years and they cleanse themselves and they get their life together and they're truly no longer like they used to be because they learned something, not because of nature, but because they choose not to do it. Not because they have kids. They don't have kids. They just don't want to do it because they know that their body is the temple of spirituality and holiness. I'm not talking about the HOLE or a 304. I'm talking about WHOLE. Wholeness. To be wholesome in yourself. Your body is that. Once you taint it, you're done. You got me? The ones who are trying to do that, they're not being looked at. They're not going to get a whole lot of likes. She's not going to be on social media. She's not looking for validation from somebody else. She's giving herself validation where none of us know about it. She's in the house right now, working out, doing yoga, watching good movies, wholesome shows, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the home. Nobody knows anything about her. No gratification, no likes, no emojis. And she is okay with just that. And when you ask her, hey, what do you have? Oh, I got an email, but that's all I got. What? How are you living? Easy. I got a cell phone. I can pick it up anytime I want to, but it sits on my my nightstand upstairs. If it rings, I can hear it. But other than that, I'm downstairs vacuuming the floor. I don't need to be tethered to my phone. I'm not going to waistband the phone to my arm and live by it as a transhuman that you want me to be. If I want my phone, I know where it is. I'm not like you, non-virtuous people and computerized humans where you are more concerned about the phone wanting you. That's your problem. You're controlled by the phone. I'm not controlled by the phone. So she got her phone upstairs on the nightstand. Okay. Those women are quickly overlooked. They don't have the attention. You say, well, of course they don't have social media. Good. So that means whatever man that she gets in contact with or meets her, he's going to automatically have some sort of quality. Because she's not looking for gratification. She's looking for quality. She's not looking for quantity of men chasing after her daily. She's looking for the very few, the very rare, who's in it for real. And not about this generation. It's a world set apart. Do you not understand? It's a world set apart. You got to transform your mind against what's going on today. You got to be alien in the world that we're living in today. You got to be this odd, imported individual who don't think like these low frequency species that surround you if you're going to survive, because the game is that strong. The tyranny of social engineering is that destructive. Like the groups of groups of thugs I was telling you about that rampage the town and the city, or some people like to call it the barbarians. You got to be so vigilant in the quality of yourself and your family, where you against other women is like night and day. Night and day. It should be a complete, distinctful, easy separation and description between you and all the rest of them. Where immediately, not just visually, verbally, spending time with them, and by their lifestyle, that this girl is different. This girl is definitely not like the rest of them, because I see it, I know it, I hear it, and she's all about it. She ain't talking about it, she's being about it. I can tell she is a cut above. But guess what we have today, Neos and gentlemen of the world? All of them look the same. There's a difference between a hero and a loser. There's a difference between a thug, okay, and a regular person who's living their life correctly. There is a difference. There's a difference between somebody who wants to get at you and hurt you. There's a difference between somebody who loves you and have compassion for you. There is a difference. We have allowed ourselves in this social construct that we have today to be so confused, to be so dumbed down, to be so weak, to be so womanized, to be so pacified, where we don't even know the differences between right and wrong. We don't know what the difference is between being virtuous and being a lost cause and a liability of the future generation. That's our biggest problem right there. What's bad is, and how I know this, as a matter of fact, and so many other red pill men as well, it's very simple. We don't even know the difference between a jackal and a pussycat. We're at a point in this country. We're at a point in human history where we don't even know the difference between a Mona Lisa and Nicki Minaj. We know no differences anymore. And the psychology of war, the psychology of the art of war, the psychology of an enemy that wants to destroy you, your country, your town, and your life, okay, is to confuse you. And because we have so much confusion, we don't know the differences between who's for us or who's against us. You want to know why? Because good people aren't stepping up enough. People who know the truth aren't speaking the truth enough. Women who know that other women are doing wrong aren't stepping up. Right? They're mingling themselves with those who are doing wrong and pushing their heels further into the sand or the cement instead of changing the scale of what's going on around the country. We rather do more wrong and be satisfied that other people are doing wrong instead of stepping up and making sure that we correct this dilemma that we are in. So just about everybody is in that same cesspool. So if they're talking about, oh, I don't do that anymore, that's not me, I never done that, I'm different than the rest of them, and I will stand just like the Indian chief once again in front of my village with my arm crossed, like I always tell you in almost all my audios. I'm going to say, how? Because I do not see a difference at all. You're wearing yoga pants. Your 2-year-old is wearing yoga pants. The 14-year-old girl is wearing yoga pants. The old 62-year-old woman is wearing yoga pants. Okay? The 2-year-old girl is on social media. The 14-year-old girl is on social media. The 32-year-old girl is on social media. The 62-year-old grandma is on social media as well. Once again, how? And you're doing the same thing. I can guarantee you, when you go to the gym, you can probably pick me out of 15 or 16 other guys that are standing there are there. And there's a mixture of them. Some of them are 19, some of them are 30, some of them are 42, and there's a few of them who are near 50. If you see me, Morpheus, in a gym, it's almost a guarantee you're going to say, you're going to say this to yourself, I think that guy must be Morpheus. And you want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. You can say, because of not only my lessons, but because I'm telling you now, there's a difference. If you put the pieces together, and I'm telling you that I outstand, I'm an overachiever, I don't play, I throw the weights around, I'm serious about what I do, okay? I don't try to talk about my body because I don't want you to think that I'm trying to boost myself. Just an example, I look okay, all right, I'm in shape, how about that? You're going to see the difference. You're going to say, wait a minute, I can see the difference now. You're going to say, okay, I see what he means about alpha. I see what he means about red. I can see that this guy is masculine. I can see he's not playing games. I know that he's different. You don't have to guess. You're not going to say, well, let me see, which one is it? Is it this pacified blue pill beta who's sitting here on the bench playing with their dumb phone? Is it this old guy who can barely get up the stair climber and he's just staring at it trying to say, ooh, how am I going to do this? Is this 32-year-old guy who's pretending to squat 45 plates on each side, that is 45 pounds on each side, and looking in the mirror and making sure that everybody's looking at his taut, ugly looking, funny looking butt from the back? Yeah, beta. Okay, no, that can't be, that's not Morpheus. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. So if I am telling you specifically that distinguishing yourself from who is wrong versus who is right should be easy. But you know what? We don't know because our vision is twisted and is purposely engineered into your society. That's why we are so sick. That's why the world is turned upside down. This is why we are so ignorant of ourselves, because we're not trying to distinguish ourselves. You're not pulling away. The good is not leading the way. Evil is. How about that? Good people aren't fighting hard enough. People doing for the right isn't enough. We're not preaching enough. We're not talking enough. We're not changing the scale enough. Guess what? Here's another thing. Y'all ready for the drum roll? Brr, 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 brr. we're not being an example enough. So if you talk about how much of a changed creature you are, I don't do that. I'm not like the rest of them. I've changed. I don't do that anymore. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Bert. Just like Sesame Street. Remember Alf and Bernie? I'm gonna act like Alf and Bernie. Okay. Okay. Okay, Bert. Yeah, I believe you. Okay. Okay. I'm blue pill beta womanized man. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Right. No. Just like the rest of them. Doing the same thing, changing nothing. Come next year, yoga pants today, yoga pants tomorrow. Let's make it even more thinner. As a matter of fact, I was in a pawn shop not too long ago because I was getting some more tools to work on somebody's car, to be frugal with my money. I seen this very beautiful Mexican girl. I thought she was hot. I thought she was very attractive. I love my Mexican women. I love them. Okay, with the two pieces of bun. Just give me 2 pieces of bun. I'll put them in between. I'm satisfied for the rest of the day. But check this out. One of them walked into the pawn shop with her guy friend. And she had on this yoga pants that's not just yoga pants. It's going further now. Okay. You think, oh, Morpheus, you talking BS. No. It's not the end. Just like we thought Daisy Dukes was the end. No. Tight pants were the end. No. Are these dresses that draped all the way down to the floor? No, it got shorter, smaller, shorter, smaller, shorter, smaller. Now we're just complete naked. Her yoga pants had on, what do you call those things? It had on see-through lace. I can practically see her butt. Now, for some of you say your ass, but I can practically see it. Okay, and it draped all the way down to her calves. Now, mind you, I told you, I don't mind what I'm looking at. I love what I'm looking at. As a matter of fact, it's a treat and a half, and she know it is. That's why she's dressing like that. So instead of being modest and changing the scale, we are creating clothes like that. We are wearing clothes like that, and we're stripping down even further. What makes you think I'm going to see you as a quality wife in the future? I'm not going to forget that last year you wore yoga pants around 19-year-old boys who were all staring at you. I'm not going to forget that when you went to the club, you stripped down. I'm not going to forget that last year you was with 5 or 6 different guys the whole year and messing around with a few of them or a couple of them in the latter part of the year. And still some of them are on your phone, and you still got social media, and you still got a 2,000 or something followers or more just looking at you just because you got a pretty face or a pretty body or whatever that you are displaying, which is pretty much an abomination to women of virtue. Wherever they are at. if we find them, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a few years, but wherever that they are, it's still an abomination for them. I think I know where they are. They're in a different time. That's what it is. They're a totally different dimension. They're not in this one. But still, I'm pretty sure back in those old days before now, they feel ashamed for the new women who are here. So don't sit up here and tell me, well, we are getting better. It don't matter. No. I've watched y'all. I made an audio. Actually, before I made the audio, I made a graph, and I decided to transform the audio because it was video. I transformed it into audio. I made a graph of the woman's clothes before I got into designing women's clothes. And it started off with a dress with long drape, like a Little House on the Prairie. She covered up everything, right? And the dresses got shorter. It got shorter. It started hipping down to the hip. It turned to, again, what did I say? Daisy Dukes. Then the jeans came next. Long bell bottoms. It started getting shorter. Not thigh high, knee high. To the point where she's wearing nothing now. So you tell me where we getting better at. Because I'm pretty sure probably in 2024, and beyond, or otherwise that, y'all going to be walking around with see-through shirts and pants, with see-through items where we can see practically everything. I'm talking about the tattoos on the nipples, okay? Tramp stamps, all sorts of markings, and it's all going to be there. And as men, of course, we don't mind seeing it, but we're not going to keep it. All you're doing is casting your pearls before the swine. All you're doing is destroying your SMV. All you're doing is making yourself unapplicable to your own future. That's it. All you're doing is hurting yourself, because I'm not going to buy it. You know who I'm going to be with? The girl who has clothes on, and probably even a dress. A woman who wears a dress, I respect her. Oh, Morpheus, what are you saying? You're supposed to respect all women anyway. Who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to respect? Who are you to tell me? I've watched y'all idea of social conduct and decorum for several years now, and it never worked. Your decorum is take it off, strip down more, get the bag. Let's give the boys what they want, right? I'm gonna go be a stripper. Oh, look at my fat back here. I want you to see what I got. Look at my cleavage. I'm going to bend over you and let my watermelons pop out in front of your face and see what you do, boys. That's your form of listen to your program of decorum. I can care less about your decorum. As a matter of fact, I don't listen to you any damn way. So the one who's going to get my respect is the one who respects themselves. Okay? The one who reversed time. The one who is cleansed, the one who did keep himself together, the one who is still 130 something pounds, depending on her body height and weight and chemistry, the one who is, I can distinguish her from the crowd. Here's another thing, and this is a cherry on top of the cake, and I'm probably speaking about the 9th gear already, the 9th chapter. I talked about this before. I'm having a hard time to distinguish the difference between who's walking down the sidewalk. I kid you not, there's been multiple times where I see this person with long hair and blue jeans on and switching just a little bit, and I drive past and I just glimpse over, it's a man. I'm like, what the hell? Okay. And that same woman, like some of you are supposed to be, but not, okay? Walking down the sidewalk, blue jeans, long hair, and switching just a little bit. And it ends up being a female. How can you distinguish yourself? Want to know how you was distinguished in the past? Or women? Dress. You say, oh, men are wearing dresses now. Oh, we're in trouble now. But how is it that I can't tell? Whose fault is that? It's not mine. I know what a woman looks like. But if she's standing there, she got a polka dot dress on with little flails on the side. I don't see no cleavage, and it's covering her legs, and she got some decent pair of shoes on, and her hair is done up in a bun, and she's not wearing face paint, right? And she's all modest. Her earrings aren't all big and everything and loopy. She don't have a dumb phone in her hand, probably a book. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, good morning, ma'am. How are you doing? You need me to open up this door for you? Are you okay? How was your day? Oh, I'm doing fine. Oh, lovely, ma'am. Did you know this is on the newscast today and blah, 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 blah. Oh, girl, you doing okay? Oh, I'm doing fine, blah, blah. Well, next week it says it's going to be raining. You better get an umbrella. If you don't have one, then maybe I'll find one. I have an extra one in the car. Just let me know. Okay, sure. Listen. I will open up the door for her. If we're at a restaurant somewhere, I don't care who the hell this girl is. She could be somebody else's wife, as far as I'm damn concerned. She can be somebody else's girlfriend. The moment she's standing in back of the chair and she got this dress on, she is donning what a woman is. I'm going to treat her just like that. I'm going to say, no, I got it. I'm going to take the chair. I'm going to pull it out for her and say, here you go, ma'am. This is for you. If you need something, if you need a glass of water, I'll go get it for you. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I can distinguish her out of the whole damn room. The whole crowd. Oh, there she is right there. How do you find her? She's right over there. I can see her. Duh. But out of a group of girls or college students or these new type of species that we have roaming the human earth, which probably ain't human anyway, but the earth today, okay, with pants on, blue jeans, they're all striped up, hair's colored, tattoos everywhere, dragon signs, emojis everywhere, and dumb phones in their hand, right? And face paint where you can literally see it dripping off of their face and everything on their body is fake as well. Okay. You are all in the same cesspool. As a matter of fact, that's not the room I'm going to be in. I'm be like, you know what? I need to get out of here because I feel sick. I smell clowns in here. Like when you go to a circus, that's one thing to see a clown. For a kid, it's scary. But clowns have a very funny smell to them too. Like what is this smell? Why do all of them smell funny? They don't smell natural. They smell like plastic and perfume, plastic and chemicals. I'm gonna be like, you know what? No, this isn't women right here. This is not. No, I'm good. And I can imagine what one of you is saying now. Well, if you want me to prove that I'm a woman, come meet me in the bedroom, Morpheus. Come talk to me face to face. Let me strip it down. I'm gonna show you. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. But no, your lifestyle tells me everything. Okay? No. If you want to be good, okay, do good. If you listen, here you go. If you know better, then why don't you do better? Don't come talking to me because I don't have stupid once again on my forehead. Get right, get bent, or get out. Simple as that. Get it correct or don't come straight at all. And the fact is, and here is the closing line or the closesliner in this wrestling match. And I'm going to call it done. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, you're out. Champion Morpheus wins. The fact is they're not going to change. They're not going to discipline themselves. They're not going to reverse time and say, no, maybe I need to meditate myself. I'm going to go 5 years to be cleansed. I'm going to turn off social media. I'm going to stop. No. I'm going to stay home today. No. I am done until I find myself so I can present to him the best version of myself, not the leftover version of myself, the intoxicated version of myself, the poisoned side of myself. I'm going to give him the quality side of myself. And not one that's just have like a good 2 or 3 years left or a good 5 years left. Let me give him a length of time that he can enjoy me for a long time. Not what I want to give him, but what he needs as a man. Then maybe we can see a change in the country. Maybe men will come back home. Maybe women will come back home. Maybe we can get something happening. But until then, we don't care. So we get what we work for. Same as being in the gym. You get what you work for. Same as any result that we are having in the human construct today. You get what you work for. And they are not working for a pile of pig droppings.